Discutir. Discutir. This is another great Spanish verb that can be useful if you want to talk about arguing or discussing something. So this is a very, very interesting verb because it can mean two things, discuss and to discuss or to argue. So let's look at some examples using discutir. Discutir. No quiero discutir. No quiero discutir contigo. No quiero discutir contigo. Do you know what this means? This means I don't want to argue with you. It happens. People argue. So if you want to say, I don't want to argue with you, you can use this sentence. No quiero discutir contigo. No quiero discutir contigo. So let's break this down and let's see how this sentence works. No can mean no, don't, won't, didn't, wouldn't. Man, oh man, this word has quite a few meanings. When you say no quiero, yo no quiero, that means I don't want to do something. You can simply say no quiero, and that means I don't want to. So obviously you can add more to the sentence. You can add another verb after saying no quiero, and that verb has to be in the infinitive form. So it means don't conjugate the verb. And discutir is the verb we're using and learning today. So that means argue in this situation. No quiero discutir. I don't want to argue. And then you can also add contigo. Contigo means with you. So this is a great little word that has a simple meaning. It just means with you. Contigo. Contigo. So in this situation, discutir means to argue. But as I told you before, you can also use this verb if you want to say to discuss. So if you're talking with people about a certain topic in a very thoughtful or analytical way, you can use this verb for that situation as well. So let's look at some example. Let's look at the next example using discutir. Discutir. The next example is vamos a discutir la propuesta. Vamos a discutir la propuesta. This means let's discuss the proposal. So this is quite a different example. In the first example, you can see that discutir means to argue, but in the second example, it means to discuss. So let's break this down. Let's see how this sentence works. Vamos means let's do something. Vamos, you can also use vamos by itself. It's an expression as well. And when you say vamos, it means let's go, or also it can mean just let's go in general, as in, hey, let's go, you can do it. So it's quite a popular word, this one right here, but it also means let's ... So let's do something. Vamos a, let's include a, because that also is part of this phrase, vamos a, when you want it to mean let's ... Let's do something, okay? So vamos a, and then you can add a verb again in the infinitive form. So don't conjugate it. In this situation, we have discutir, which means to discuss. Vamos a discutir means let's discuss something. You can obviously change this verb with to something else. For example, you can say vamos a caminar, let's walk. Vamos a estudiar, let's study. Vamos a comer, let's eat. So it's a very useful little phrase, vamos a. And just remember to add a verb right after in the infinitive form. So let's continue. La means the. Propuesta means proposal. Okay, so that last word is quite similar to the English one. It's similar but not the same, of course. But propuesta, la propuesta means the proposal or just proposal. This is a very interesting word, propuesta, that is used a lot when talking about businesses or just, when talking about projects and specifically in the work environment. Okay, so now you know discutir can mean to discuss or also to argue. It has two different meanings. Remember that. If you're arguing, you can use this verb. If you are talking about discussing something like a project or a proposal, then you can also use discutir. Share more examples using discutir. Also, if you like this lesson, please give it a like and subscribe. Gracias. Hasta luego.